Alabama Barker is going viral after her father, Travis Barker, gifted her an enormous amount of lingerie for her 20th birthday. Fans are freaked out by the fact that he's buying her such intimate garments and liking her wild Instagram posts. David is finally being indicted after a grand jury has reviewed all of the evidence against him in the Celeste murder case. Now it's just a matter of time when officers put out a warrant for his arrest. Rob Kardashian is returning to the Kardashian show because he's broke, and he's now being managed by the same person who put Britney Spears in a conservatorship. This woman, Lou M. Taylor, is close to the Kardashian family and recently bought a $20 million mansion for Rob to live in as he prepares for his return to the series. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Let's Get Into It podcast. We have updates on Rob Kardashian, David, who's likely going to be charged soon, updates on Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears, and much more. But I want to kick off this episode by talking about Alabama Barker. Let's get into Alabama Barker. So Alabama did this 8-minute long video where she shared everything she got for Christmas from her family, and she got a lot. But one item that stuck out to me was the lingerie that Alabama said her dad went crazy at. Like, he got so much for her. She did clarify that Courtney was the one who actually went through and picked the items, and someone who worked at the store who was familiar with Alabama's previous orders. Keep in mind, this was like a birthday Christmas for her because her birthday is on Christmas Eve, December 24th. So she just turned 20 years old.
Okay, so why did Travis Barker get his own daughter a bunch of freaking lingerie? Yes, I'm talking about Alabama Barker's Christmas haul. No hate, no shade to her, okay? Because she's just showing the gifts that she got. I know people can't eat. I didn't get any of those gifts. I absolutely get it. This is the most expensive thing I own, this aloe sweat set. But him getting her tons of corsets and a see-through robe and a bunch of thongs and bras is weird. She says that Courtney picked out most of it. Okie dokie. But I would drown in embarrassment, I think, if my father got me a giant box of, like, unmentionables. I feel like there needs to be a boundary there.
Somebody quoted her, "My dad went a little crazy at Agent Provocateur is something no girl should say. I would just die at my dad seeing my underwear, and I'm 46. I just cannot imagine him buying me underwear, let alone lingerie." Somebody said, "Weird vibes, get the girl a gift card," which actually, that's a good point. There's definitely an interesting relationship between Travis and his daughter, Alabama, because I do feel like he is present within her life because he really put up one hell of a custody battle against Shanna Moakler, Alabama's mom, his ex-wife. So I do believe that he's around her and he's present. He just truly doesn't care about his daughter, I guess, just being out here.
Hold on, I have to go on a rant. Why the are you guys trying to make this lingerie thing a thing? It's never gonna be a thing, Gretchen. Courtney picked out the lingerie. Courtney! You think my dad's like, oh, I'm gonna go pick out my daughter lingerie? No, it was on my Christmas list, and he wanted to make it happen for me, so he let Courtney go pick out the lingerie. God forbid a girl wanted cute panties and bras. Like, literally, leave me alone. I'm literally never going to do another Christmas haul. I hate you guys. I hate you guys.
It seems like he's even supportive when you see these articles popping up from TMZ where they're talking about her sexiest snaps. Keep in mind, she's freshly 20? We know it's officially wintertime in Hollywood, but Alabama Barker is not turning down the heat anytime soon. Ugh, they report. So gross. The daughter of Travis Barker has made it a habit of showing off her curvy physique on social media, and now it's a great time to share some of her best shots. It's not just you, it's really getting hot in here, they write. Okay, we're gonna have to go and censor all of these. But yeah, these are some of the pictures that they included. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you gotta let a girl live, right? And it's totally fine. It's just weird when her dad's out here liking these pictures on Instagram. This person writes, "Is it just me, or is it kind of cringe for TMZ to publish this? I get she's over 18, but barely. She can't even buy alcohol legally." She also did a birthday shoot for her birthday. A lot of people do that. And in the birthday shoot, she was just wearing pretty much the lingerie that her dad had gifted her. One of the pieces had a completely hole inside of it. We're just gonna leave it at that because you cannot talk about these things on YouTube. Plus, I don't even want to. This person writes, why is Courtney liking this post? This person asked, y'all think it's weird her dad likes these pictures? This girl just couldn't wait to be an adult to start exposing herself. How is she showing signs of daddy issues when she got a dad? He must not be doing something right. Now, she is an adult. She can do what she wants to do. And I don't want to take away her own identity from her because, like, her dad does not completely control her. She does live in their home still. And that's where we saw her film this Christmas haul of all of her gifts. I think it totaled to $200,000 worth of gifts. Here's a video clip of Alabama just showing off some of the items paired with their price tags. And, you know, living her life is very different than most people. So I kind of respect the honesty that she's just showing us what she gets, because it's like a glimpse into a world we don't really see. One person said in the comments the total was actually $235,000. Let's get into David. So it looks like David is finally going to be indicted on some charges related to Celeste's murder. I don't love how TMZ's reporting that he'll likely face murder charges, but it looks like the grand jury that has been in session since mid-November is finally ready to hand down an indictment. This actually contradicts a report that we had previously that there was a grand jury put together to gather evidence, but not to indict. So the fact that they're able to do this means that they have enough evidence that they're confident to go and give the prosecutor the right to go and essentially arrest him. There hasn't been a new photo of David since September. We don't know where he's located. And once these charges are handed off, I don't know how they're going to find him unless he has some plan with his lawyer, some story to get him out of this. Maybe he'll come out of hiding and be cooperative, but thus far he hasn't. Like, there's no one out here who's even questioned him about the crime. So the grand jury is going to vote on which charges they're going to pursue. And it looks like already authorities, including the prosecutor, Beth Silverman, believe David was involved. This article also included an interesting note. They write, there was talk in the courtroom hallway. The grand jury could hear witnesses in February, so don't expect a quick indictment. Wait, so that means we're not even going to get this vote until February, which means David has like, what, 2 more months of freedom? That part is really alarming to me, and another example of how the justice system is messed up. We're talking about a 14-year-old girl who was killed, chopped up, and left to rot. And then she was used as some kind of muse in his really dark, depressing, and morbid music.
Breaking news, David is officially expected to be facing murder charges in the case of Celeste. I mean, this is huge. As we know, authorities initially said that David wasn't even being considered a suspect in this case. Then he was the primary suspect, but an arrest was nowhere in sight. And now they're saying he will likely face murder charges, and Celeste may finally get the justice she deserves.
This comment reads, justice for Celeste. She was a minor. Somebody says that he needs to be charged and arrested. Geez, about time, and threw his life away and hers too. Sad. Somebody said it's progress, very slow, but progress. Justice isn't swift, unfortunately. This person added that one of the best ways to get out of legitimate charges in this country are on procedural technicalities. It's a good thing that they're not rushing. And maybe that is the case here. They don't want to rush the process because he could easily weasel his way out of this. I mean, he's clearly been able to hide this body for some time. He committed this crime, so he's capable of some disturbing things. Let's get into Rob Kardashian. So it looks like Rob is coming back to the show. He says he's definitely filming for the next season. In a recent episode of The Kardashians, Khloe called her brother to tell him that people were fangirling over his appearance in the trailer for the show. She said that they're swooning and freaking out. He said they are not fangirling. But because of this news that Rob is returning, people are literally creating fan edits online of Rob back when he was on the show because he was such a main character in the beginning of the series. People are out here literally feral for Rob Kardashian right now. Somebody said, hear me out, Rob Kardashian for Skims. Somebody else said a Rob comeback would be Chef's Kiss.
There's only one celebrity that I want to see skinny. Everybody else can be fat. I don't care. Body positive, all that. I need Rob Kardashian to get his shit together. I need to see his fine ass busting out on them bitches
This person wrote, someone cast him on Wicked quick, which got like 11,000 likes. This person says that he's really so fine. Why is he gatekeeping himself? Elsa said that he would literally break the internet. Rob appeared a lot on the show back in 2007 when it premiered, but in 2016, he stepped back from the show because he said he was not comfortable with himself. He said it has everything to do with myself. There's definitely nothing wrong between any of us. Talking about his relationship with his family, his sisters, his mom. He just explained that he wasn't comfortable in his skin and he didn't want to put himself out there if he didn't feel right. He probably knows how it feels from whenever he first started to gain weight, how the public shamed him, and he really didn't want to deal with that, especially when your family, like your sisters, are constantly, and no shade to them, but like constantly having work on themselves and their bodies transformed and setting different beauty standards. It's probably so much pressure for him. He also pointed out that filming and doing all that is not for everybody. And I choose my own happiness and peace over just filming for somebody who doesn't do anything for me in my personal life. Part of the reason why I feel like he's coming back for season 8 is because he needs that paycheck. This headline says that Rob dropped $21 million on a Hidden Hills mansion after his mom leaves him homeless by selling her property. The mansion was bought using an LLC connected to the family's business manager, Lou Taylor, and her firm TriStar, which is pretty crazy because that's the same person who put Britney Spears into a conservatorship. So why is she owning Rob's home? Is he entering a conservatorship? Rob had originally been living in the original Keeping Up with the Kardashians family home owned by Kris, but moved out before she listed it for sale for $13.5 million. Crazy that he's got a home now, like what, $21 million? So who's actually buying this home? Because it's not the sale price from the previous home. In September, Khloe took out a $14 million home loan on her 9-bedroom, 12-bathroom property with Pinnacle Bank. This is a similar price to the mortgage on Rob's new home. It would be generous if Khloe actually was the one who funded this home. It seems like she may have contributed that $14 million. So maybe she, along with TriStar, went in. In Rob's love life, it looked like he and Blac Chyna actually had a chance of reconciling because she had been making posts with his name in it, tagging him in random photo shoots of herself. But after Blac Chyna previously hinted at a reunion with her ex Rob Kardashian, she offered up an update on her relationship status. On Instagram, she made a post where she wrote on it, "Guess who's ending the year single," which I think is her way of saying that her and Rob's little romance is over again, which honestly is probably for the best because if he's coming back to TV and he's got Blac Chyna in his life, that's just a lot of things that I think trigger him. I mean, their relationship was toxic.
Tucker. Who are you texting? And why are you still texting bitches? Who are you playing with? Stop playing with me because you're a liar.
When it comes to health, it's never just about your body. It affects how you show up for work and your relationships and how you feel about yourself. And I know a lot of people want to take the next step and better themselves, but it gets confusing, especially with this system, insurance, and all the paperwork, the fine print, the endless calls. That is why I want to tell you guys about Ro and their free insurance checker. Ro makes it simple to figure out if GLP-1 medications might be covered by your insurance. I've actually gone through the insurance checker myself, and it's so easy to use. You just put in your insurance information, submit your card, your insurance card, and then Ro does the rest. And just a few days after you submit your information, Ro sends you a report showing which GLP-1 medications are covered and whether you need prior authorization to go and get those medications. The insurance checker is completely free and you don't even have to be a Ro member to use it. But if you decide to move forward with Ro, they can help you understand whether GLP-1 medications are right for you. And as a Ro member, you also get access to your provider for questions along the way. So you're supported the entire process. More than 1 million people have trusted Ro to check their coverage for free. And it's such an easy first step if you've been feeling stuck or unsure where to begin. Go to ro.co/Sloan for your free insurance check. That is ro.co/Sloan to see if your insurance covers GLP-1s for free. Go to ro.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. Thank you, Ro, and enjoy the rest of this episode. Let's get into Miley Cyrus. Now, right here is exactly why Miley Cyrus does not tour anymore. She does not want to be around these kind of people. There's this woman claiming to be Miley Cyrus's biological mom, and she's now breaking her silence in a bizarre lawsuit. This woman claiming to be Miley's biological mom alleged that she was pregnant with the singer after she was trafficked as a child and impregnated at 12. In a now dismissed lawsuit, Jamie Lee previously sued her parents, Billy Ray and Tish Cyrus, for breach of contract, fraud, and misrepresentation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and unlawful interference with parental rights, claiming that she was Miley's real mom. Jamie Lee said that she grew up in New Mexico, where she was trafficked at an early age by a local cartel. During her pregnancy, Jamie Lee, who used to go by her last name Paxton, allegedly attempted to run away multiple times, including to her grandparents' home in California. Okay, Jamie, she says, I knew that I wanted to protect this baby at all costs. I specifically picked the name Miley as soon as I realized I was pregnant because of all the miles I had traveled while being trafficked, which is really, really sad if that is true. Also, I believe Miley was born with the name Destiny. It was not Miley at first. She said, I wanted a name that was one of a kind and that could be linked back to me specifically. But again, Miley's name was Destiny Hope, not Miley Cyrus originally. Jamie Lee also claims that she had approached several celebrities in the past, including Julia Roberts, Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne, and Hillary Clinton, to possibly adopt her unborn baby. She went on to claim in her story that she turned to Dolly Parton, who then allegedly connected her to Billy Ray Cyrus. In her lawsuit, Jamie Lee claims that Billy Ray and she agreed on an open adoption where she could be the child's nanny and a piano teacher for her. Supposedly, Billy Ray ignored their deal, preventing Jamie from seeing Miley.
A woman in Arizona filed a lawsuit claiming that she is Miley Cyrus's biological mother. She claims that she had Miley when she was 12. You cannot tell me that this is not her mom. Tish literally said copy and paste. They look so similar.
I agree. Miley looks just like her mother. This person wrote, Miley's the spitting image of Tish. As a matter of fact, Tish's genes are strong as hell because all of her children look like her. And lawsuits are expensive, so I can't imagine how she's funding this. Jamie Lee claims that she actually approached the Kardashian family to help her find a good lawyer to fight Billy Ray. She said she met the famous family because they owned property next to her grandparents in California, yet there are no records that the reality stars ever owned a property in the neighborhood that she's talking about. What Jamie Lee wants is Miley to do a DNA test to get the truth to show that she's her birth mom. She said that I understand I'm biologically her mom. Does it mean that I'm now her mom? No, I'm not. And I'm not claiming any of those moments. I'm not trying to take anything away from what her and Tish have because I would only want for her something beautiful and good and pure. What we need to do is see a picture. And this is what I think this is Jamie Lee, the person we're talking about. Yeah, I do feel like Tish definitely looks like a lot more like Miley Cyrus than this woman does. So hopefully she's okay. I hope she's not like mentally unwell, But that's why Miley Cyrus doesn't want to tour anymore. Let's get into Jamie Lynn Spears. You guys know I've talked about the Spears family a lot on my main channel, and Jamie Lynn Spears has a terrible memory of her daughter almost dying on an ATV in an accident, and it looks like she's gifted that daughter, Maddie, an ATV for Christmas this year. Keep in mind, her daughter was put into a coma after this incident. It actually happened on their property. They had like a pond there, and Maddie tipped over the ATV into the pond and almost drowned. She was only 8 years old at the time. She's now 17 years old. And, they live in Louisiana. I guess everyone has an ATV out there. Maybe she doesn't want to feel left out. Maddie ended up spending 5 days recovering from her injuries in the hospital, but made a full recovery. Thank God. And actually, the manufacturer of that vehicle, it is a vehicle, this ATV, says that no one under the age of 10 should be operating the vehicle. It's kind of crazy even 10-year-olds are riding around on those things, but clearly she was not even of age to be driving it.
I don't understand the purpose of an ATV. They seem endlessly dangerous. And can someone in the comments let me know what you think about ATVs? Because I cannot make an argument for giving a child this. Yeah, she's 17. But I mean, she almost died on it once. The thing flipped over and pinned her underwater. So why are we going to let her be in the same situation again? These things are notoriously hard to control. And I don't know. Aren't you supposed to wear a helmet? Maybe she's just posing for a picture here. Can't believe the younger child is on there.
Maddie said that she's grateful that she was able to come back to life. She shared her experience over the summer, saying that she herself is very accident prone. She said, quote, "I swear my parents are amazing and they did not do anything to me."
When we've lost Maddie. And then the firefighter came over like 3 seconds later, was like, we got a pulse. And then they airlifted her, we go find her at the hospital, the whole thing, and she's hooked up on life support, breathing machines, all that. And so they come in, one of our police to read her last rites. And when they did, her body physically sat up. Wow. Her spirit responded to it for whatever reason.
Jamie Lynn did not see her sister Britney Spears over the Christmas holiday, so this report says that Britney Spears spent the holiday with her youngest son, Jaden. The outlet reported that while Jaden had a great time celebrating with Britney in California, his brother, Sean Preston, could not join due to work obligations. It looks like Sean Preston spent the holidays with Jamie Lynn Spears, the ops side of the family, because I don't think that Britney and Jamie Lynn are on good terms. I'm sure Britney was a little bit heartbroken seeing her son in this photo that Jamie Lynn posted of their family together on Christmas. Although it remains unclear where Britney and Sean Preston currently stand, the US Weekly claimed in September that the duo are slowly rebuilding their relationship. He still has mixed feelings, but seeing Jaden reunite with Britney has given him hope for his own future. She's so grateful to have them in her life, and she feels whole again. Let's get into Jordyn Woods. So we do have some good news about Kylie Jenner's best friend or ex-best friend. I think they're actually fine now, Jordyn Woods. And it looks like she is now recently engaged to Karl Anthony Towns. He is an NBA star. Congratulations to them both.
Jordyn Woods getting exiled from the Kardashians was probably the best thing that ever happened to her. Congrats are in order to Jordyn. She is about to be an official WAG. Girl, that is a huge ASS ring. That is a rock. I really feel like since all that happened, like Jordyn has leveled up.
This person in the comments got shady. They said that Jordyn's life really got so much better after not being tied to the Kardashians. But Kylie was supportive. She commented on her post writing Jordy with a bunch of crying emojis with the like happy face below it. You guys know that Kylie used to have her own show. Jordyn Woods was a big part of it. They were best friends until Jordyn was with one of Khloe Kardashian's boyfriends. I think it was Tristan Thompson actually, who she still rides for. But essentially, like they had like a kiss or something, and she was exiled from the family and moved out of Kylie's home.
I would never try to hurt someone's home.
Right.
Especially someone that I love.
Right.
And someone who I've seen has a beautiful daughter. I never was try to steal someone's man. I don't need your situation.
Do you feel as though you are the reason why Tristan and Khloe are not together?
No, I'm not the reason that Tristan and Khloe are not together.
So I'm glad that she has escaped the Kardashian curse. You know, I always thought it was only for men, but maybe it also applies to the girlfriends as well. Let's get into Amanda Bynes. We've got some other good news because Amanda Bynes seems to be doing well. She's in the headlines for Ozempic. She's talking about how it's working well for her weight, showing off how great she looks. Pop off, Amanda Bynes. I don't know why Amanda is telling the world this, but you know what? I'm just rooting for her, whatever she wants to do. She said she's down 28 pounds from the drug. She said that these paparazzi pictures of her do not reveal how much weight she's actually lost. That's part of the reason why she wanted to comment on this, because these recent photos came out of her. She said, "I know I still look big, but this photo is really inspiring to me." Back in the summer, she said that her like goal weight is 130 pounds. I don't know if that's healthy, but she said she's down to 152. Amanda did reveal on social media back in June that she would be starting Ozempic because she didn't want to look so bad in her paparazzi pictures, which is a sad reason that that's still like the motivating factor for her. It's unfortunate that that's like she's kind of like stuck in that Britney Spears era where she's being terrorized by these images.
Oh, I'm going on Ozempic. So excited. I'm 173 now. So I hope to get down to like 130, which would be awesome. So I look better in paparazzi pictures and you don't see my double chin from strange angles. Yeah, so that's about it. I will post about my Ozempic journey, of course. And yeah, that's about it. Have a good night, everybody.
This person wrote that Hollywood is so evil. They completely stole her light. Her eyes are so traumatized and dead. Let's get into Tory Lanez. So Tory Lanez is saying that he has never shot Megan Thee Stallion, even though he's serving time for that crime. He claims he has 60 different ways to prove that he's innocent. He revealed in his first interview from prison last week that he has new evidence favorable to his appeal after his conviction for shooting Meg Thee Stallion.
There's definitely a very big misconception about me that seems to the public as I'm this monster. And I feel like I was catapulted into this poster child for the unprotection of Black women. And it's just so unlike me. And I've never really had a chance to express that. But you can look at my criminal record. I don't have one. I never had one. And I feel like, that connotation that I would do anything of this monstrous proportion is just, it's completely incorrect.
Now, I want to note that CNN reporter, Chloe, I'm not a fan of hers. She was actually a big person to spread propaganda against Britney Spears and in favor of Jamie, her father, the guy that was in control of Britney's life. So I don't like Chloe. I don't really trust her. That being said, she got the interview. She does tend to get these exclusive interviews. Kind of reminds me of a reporter plant. I mean, just look up some of the work that she's done. Anyways, Tory's team submitted an official report to the court with a testimony from a software expert who reviewed Megan's medical records after she was shot in the foot that night in 2020 after Kylie Jenner's party at her mansion. The expert provided a report claiming that there were 60 fraudulent errors in the medical findings presented in his trial. Right now, he's sentenced to 10 years in prison, and he definitely wants to get out. Tory also said that there was a missing document titled Evidence, specifying that a hospital security guard named Derek had bagged, tagged, and transferred the foreign bodies, aka the bullet fragments, to the hospital where Megan was treated for her bullet.
Do you regret not taking the stand?
I think if I would have taken the stand, the verdict would have definitely been very different.
There are some people laughing in Tory's face, like, where was the 60 ways during trial? Somebody else said the dude needs to do his time and shut up. Tory had an entire trial to do all of this.
Tory Lanez is also seeking a pardon from Governor Gavin Newsom.
That's right. His legal team has filed the necessary paperwork, and it is before the governor now. So they're seeking either a pardon where his criminal record will be wiped clean, he would be released from prison, or to have his sentence commuted, meaning that the time he has served is sufficient, and release him, but that doesn't change his criminal record. As for when this could happen, the governor typically does these twice a year, so this could happen before the new year.
Megan has been open with how traumatizing this entire experience is. She even went and sued someone for defamation who said that she lied about all of this, and she won her case. So she is not, backing down anytime soon, as she shouldn't. But I want to hear what you guys think of this episode of the Let's Get Into It podcast. I'm currently back in LA. I'm back in my studio. We are home safely. Honestly, the flight there was even easier than the flight back, but the jet lag is killing me. Like, how many days does jet lag last for? Because I could barely sleep last night. But I want to hear how you guys are doing. How was your holidays? Today's the 31st, so happy New Year's. Let me know if you have any resolutions in the comments below. I feel like that's like really nice when you could share them because other people get inspired, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I can't think of anything, and then I don't want to like rely on ChatGPT for everything in life. So give me some ideas in the comments below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.